Hello, this is Mr. Evilcheese.
And I'm Zombie Cat.
This is our review of The Walking Dead Color Tops 7-inch scale Carl Grimes action figure made by McFarlane Toys. And there he is in package, and look at this. Can you see the reflection of my hand in the package? Okay.
So evil.
I know. It wasn't meant to be evil. Or was it?
That laugh was.
Oh, I guess so. In case you're wondering, I'm itching my nose. That's what's going on.
Quit it.
Okay, there he is in package. And he looks amazing so far. In package. I mean, that looks so much like him. It's ridiculous. But this is the Blue Series. It's the only one I have of the Blue Series. Or wait. Was that Spawn Blue Series?
I don't know.
Well, I think Spawn was Blue Series. So this is the second one I have from the Blue Series. But it's the only Walking Dead one that I have from the Blue Series. And you can see the name Carl Grimes. You gotta be 12 years or older to play with this. For some reason, if you're 11 years old, you might swallow these things. I don't know. Or maybe it's the gore. Maybe that's probably what it is. But there's the side. You got a picture of the asphalt. It says AMC The Walking Dead. On the back, just pictures of the figure. I really don't know why they don't show other figures that you can buy on the back. But he's number 15. Okay.
If you give a shit.
Let's open him up. Alright, there he is. Open up and out of the package. I'm going to switch his head so it would go with the poncho, because this head would not be accurate with the poncho on. And I really like this figure. I think this is a really awesome looking Carl figure. I mean, obviously I have issues with the articulation in the legs, but the likeness is just amazing. It might be, I don't know if it's the best one they did in Color Tops.
It's one of the best.
Yeah, I have to look at the other ones, but yeah, it's just, it looks so much like him, and I think his face would be hard to get. And they got it pretty good. But there you can see his disgusting poncho covered in blood and guts, which looks more like blood and diarrhea. And
they even have a red tinge to his hair, like he's got it smeared in his hair.
Yeah. There's a tiny bit of glossiness in the hair on both of them. I guess that's supposed to be the blood that's smeared in there. Mm. This is pretty much how the poncho did look. It just looked like a bunch of blood and goop all over the poncho, and they captured that pretty good. There's some nice folds in it. So I think this is better than if they did it. Like if they did it with cloth, it wouldn't be as realistic looking because it'd be too big.
And it would probably just be colored. There wouldn't be texture to the gore.
Yeah. But I think that's a pretty cool version. It really makes them look a lot different. So it's almost like if you want to display all the versions, it would be maybe a good idea to buy 2 of these, because it's kind of very different. But let's take this off. They did a really awesome job on his shirt. The pattern on it looks really good. Mm-hmm. I got a little bit of blood up there around his chest and shoulders.
There are a couple small spots where the plaid is messed up because of the texture of the shirt, but it's not bad. It's not that noticeable.
No, right there. Mm-hmm. Back right there is a little bit big, but.
Why are you looking at his back though?
Yeah. But they did such a good job on this. It really looks like him. I'll put the other head on now. It's a more recent looking head because he's had his eye bandaged for a while now. I like how the hat fits on him. Fits on him, but still looks like it doesn't look oversized or anything. Maybe a tiny bit to fit over to his hair, but it looks pretty good. And his hair doesn't really have hat hair very much.
Well, the hat is still a little bit big on him when he wears it, so.
Yeah, makes sense. But that face is just like perfect.
Yeah, it is really good.
That's really impressive. You see there's like a little bit of a shading on his skin. Looks good around the eyes. The eyes even looks like they got some gloss on the eye. Lips painted on nice. Now there was about 5 or 6 of these at the Toys R Us I went to, and all of them looked this good. There's only one there that had like a little tiny speck of paint on his neck. Other than that, they all looked really good. Now, I only seen him at the one Toys R Us I went to, so there could be some bad ones out there.
Just don't get those ones.
Yeah. And his pants look good, wrinkles.
They're really textured. They look pretty awesome.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with them pants. And down to his boots. I've never noticed his shoes on this show. So, I mean, these are kind of cool looking shoes, but I never noticed them. They look good. There's a look at the hat. Looks pretty good. It's got a little rip right there. Paint's not perfect. You can see the gold goes onto the brown part just a little bit. And right there it's not painted on perfectly. But it's pretty good.
It's not real noticeable though.
No, it's not. And it fits onto his head pretty snug. Because if you remember the original... Well, yeah, you gotta get on it right. But the original Carl 5-inch figure that they made, the hat popped off a lot. And this one stays on pretty well. So that's good. As for articulation, there is articulation. It's not as good as the 5-inch figures, but they're still decent. So
it's better than some of the ones we've gotten before, by far. At least he has articulation.
Just up at the shoulders, you can basically do that. Then at the elbow, single joint, but it also spins. Then at the wrist, it can spin. There's also a hinge joint. It can actually spin at the wrist and down there, but it's kind of hard to do both. And it'll be the same over here. The torso, it doesn't really move much. It
wiggles.
Then here, there's cuts at the thighs. I wish it was more like the 5-inch figures and actually had working joints.
And knees.
Yeah, knees would be nice. See, if they would have put the articulation there and there, it would have been like such an awesome, like, damn near perfect Carl figure. But
and the 5 inches, especially the ones where it's really wrinkly around their knees, they had some of them where they did a really good job hiding the articulation. I don't think it would have been hard for them to give him knees.
Yeah, I know. I wish they would have. And then down here at the ankles, a little bit of movement. Well, decent amount of movement. So, yeah, the articulation is good up at the around the arms and the head. Not so good in the legs. And he comes with the same base that they've all been coming with. Actually, no. This one's a little bit different. It's the same base, but
it's got more of a gravel texture.
You see this one, they are different now. This one looks like it's got fingerprints all over it. And this one's got, like you said, like gravel or something. But still, it looks like the same basic thing if you weren't paying attention. It would have been nice if he would have came with a gun. Because I remember they were saying they didn't include a gun with the older Carl figures because of his age. But I mean, isn't he old enough they could give him a gun now? I mean, damn it. I mean, you can use a gun from some other figure, but still, it'd just be cool if he came with one.
We'll probably give him a gun. Probably. Personally, I think if he's old enough for a gut poncho, then he's old enough for a gun.
Yeah, pretty much. So here he is next to his dear old dad, Rick Grimes.
With his lipstick.
Yeah. So that's cool to see them together. Now I wonder if this hat will fit on Rick. Oh, it does, kinda.
It looks kind of stupid.
Yeah. It doesn't... It
doesn't sit down right.
Yeah, it needs to go down further on his head. But you could... If you wanted to, you could chop the top of his head off and stick it on there.
Why would you do that?
If you wanted him to have his hat.
He doesn't need it.
If you wanted to. Maybe you could make a custom Sheriff Rick. There he is next to his buddy Michonne, who's almost his mom now.
Michonne and Rick are both good examples of ones with basically no fucking articulation. What they do have is pointless.
Yeah, these ones... Man, I just feel like if they would make Michonne and Rick now, they'd probably have a little bit of articulation, because I think they may have taken note of the backlash on some of them. I don't know.
Well, hopefully they'll make them again.
Yeah.
They're two of the biggest characters.
And here is Daryl Dixon. And I took the advice of some people on Walking Dead action figure memorabilia page and chopped off that stupid piece of hair that's hanging in front of his face, and I think it looks a lot better.
Yeah, I'm really glad you did that. I hated that fucking lock of hair.
It didn't look good. But now you can see them
It
together.
looks really good now.
Oh, and I think they did a good job on Carl's height. I think it's the right height. Mm-hmm. And there he is next to Abraham. That looks cool. There's a gun you can give him. M16. Then I forget. I remember he uses that in the comic. Does he use that same gun in the show?
I don't know if he's ever had the big gun in the show.
Well, he's had a big gun because he shot up some of the saviors. Remember?
Oh yeah.
I just don't remember if it was an M16 looking gun.
I can't pay that much attention.
Well, it'll work. I'm gonna stick it in his hand for this video, so you can see. And maybe
If it fits.
I'll find a handgun to stick in his hand too.
I don't know if that's gonna fit in his hand.
It's gonna fit. And there he is next to the only two Fear the Walking Dead figures that have been made. Madison and
Travis?
Travis, yeah. Yeah, and we were saying, and other people have been saying, it seems like they're probably not going to be making any more of them because these two are still at the Toys R Us I go to.
They're peg warmers.
For the most part, Rick, Michonne, Daryl, Abraham have all sold out for the most part. There's one of the Toys R Us still had a few of them. But these two are still there on clearance. So I don't know if they're going to make any more. I kind of wanted to get a Nick and Alicia maybe and Strand. But I don't know if it's going to happen. So, bye. So there's the 5-inch Carl next to the 7-inch Carl. Jeez, a lot bigger. And you can see, look at the faces. So this Carl's slightly younger. You can see that. It actually does look younger. And there's the super younger Carl from when he was like 2 years old.
Baby Carl.
How old would he be? Like maybe 8 or something? 6,
I don't
7?
know.
I don't know how old he was at this age.
I don't know how old he was at this age.
I don't! And there's Comic Carl from the same sort of scene where he's got the missing eye. That's pretty cool. That is cool that they kept that in the show. Mm-hmm. Like the one in the comic got way more of his head blown off, but they still did a pretty good job, I think. Now, originally, I didn't think he could stand up on his own but if you mess with his feet, you can get him to stand up by himself.
He actually stands pretty good.
Yeah. That's the same with the Daryl. The Daryl, I didn't think could stand on his own, but I messed with his feet a little bit, and you can get him to stand by himself. So Carl just stole Abraham's gun, and it fits in his hand pretty good. You might be able to get this hand to wrap around there, but I don't feel like trying it. I don't know. I think you'd have to stretch it too much. It might break the paint off of it.
Yeah.
So I don't really want to do that. But you might be able to. But so you can get it into his hand. You can have it like that. It looks pretty decent. So there he is with Rick's revolver. I don't believe Carl's ever shot this gun. And if he did, it'd probably hurt a lot. He'd probably get knocked on his ass. But
Now I'm picturing him like firing and it kicking back and smacking him in the face.
yeah. It's like, look, Dad, I'm going to fire your gun. I just hit myself in my missing eye.
I was gonna say, maybe that's how he really lost his eye.
Now here's what Carl looks like next to the 5-inch figures. Hey son, you're growing up.
I'm not your son. I'm the Big Show.
I'm your dad now. And I'm your dad too, lady.
He's Carl Papa.
I'm Carl Papa, guys. Yeah, fall down, Michonne. You fell because I wanted you to. Dad, go bake me some...
Jiggy Jar Jar Do.
Yeah, bake me some Jiggy Jar Jar Do, Dad. After you wake up from being knocked unconscious by my giant hand. Oh, look at the father-son moment. It's so cute. All right, so I really, really like this figure. I mean, I do wish he had the articulation. I think that would make him perfect if he had the articulation in the legs. But for what he is, I really think they did an awesome job. The kid looks so much like Carl from the show.
I would definitely say him, Abraham, and Daryl are my favorites of the color top so far.
Yeah, they all turned out really good. Yeah, I can't wait for the Negan. Negan's looking like he's probably going to be pretty good. And I really like this car. I like the two different heads. You get the bloody head and you get the bandage head. You get the hat, which is removable and looks good on or off.
I absolutely love the bloody eye too. They did a good job on it.
Yeah. And I like that he comes with a poncho so you can recreate that scene where he gets his eye blown out. And I don't know, I like the pattern on the shirt, the sculpt. Everything's really good on this, other than the leg articulation, I'd say.
Which isn't a surprise.
Yeah. So if they just get that, they start giving these things articulation all the way through, that would be amazing. Hopefully they'll do that eventually. Well, this is Mr. Evilcheese.
And I'm Zombie Cat.
Thanks for watching. Go back. Hi guys, I know I'm new to being your girl and also Carl's sort of mom, so I'm gonna try to figure out how to do the hug thing. Am I doing it right, Rick? I don't know. I'm trying. How do I hug you like a normal mom? Here, let me put your arm through there. I can't do it. I'm trying to be a mom. Let me get you. Almost got it. There we go. Family photo, Rick. Come on. There, I think I got it now, Rick and Carl. I think I got the perfect mom hugging the son.
I can't breathe. Help me.
Shut up, Carl.
Dad.
Shut up, Carl. This is how your mom is. Just deal with it. That's how she hugs, okay? Just gonna go feed my boy.
Abraham, help me.
Oh wait, I forgot to get you a bib. Yeah.